Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed 5-minute podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now stay tuned for your host, Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
It's Wired to Inspire Wednesdays with Nicole, the inspiration specialist.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. It is Wired to Inspire Wednesday, and this is the day that I do a cool little short story or anecdote just to give us a cool little life lesson or moral to the story about the things that we go through day to day. This one I like to call Stinkin Thinkin. Wise men and philosophers throughout the ages have disagreed on many things, but many are in unanimous agreement on one point. We become what we think about. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius put it this way: "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." In the Bible we find, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." One Sunday afternoon, a cranky grandfather was visiting his family. As he lay down to take a nap, his grandson decided to have a little fun by putting Limburger cheese on grandfather's mustache. Soon, Grandpa awoke with a snort and charged out of the bedroom saying, "This room stinks." Through the house he went, finding every room smelling the same. Desperately, he made his way outside only to find that the whole world stinks. So it is when we fill our minds with negativity, everything we experience and everybody we encounter will carry the scent we hold in our minds. So I want you guys to think about that for a second. I thought it was so funny because Grandpa never paid attention to the scent that was stuck to his face that he carried. And how many times is it that we carry the stench? We carry the bad vibes, the negativity, and we are the ones that are in that place of perpetually thinking that it's coming from somewhere else. And that's, something, y'all, I learned as I get older. We always have to examine ourselves. And even in examining yourselves, you're not always going to please everybody. You're not, no matter how much you think you're doing work on yourself, there's always going to be somebody that sees you or hears something that you say or watch something that you do. They're still going to think you suck. They're not going to think you're good enough. They're going to think you're being phony. Some people are going to think you're being genuine, but then they're going to wait for the ball to drop. My point of saying all of that is, your goal should just always be to always try to at least be as positive as possible. And I say that because there's so much beauty in being positive and genuinely trusting God and his word and doing what he says he can do in your life and the things that he can do for you. And that is contingent upon your thoughts. Like he says, the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So what is it that you're thinking about yourself and what is it that you're bringing out? Because you know what happens, y'all? We carry the weight of our issues. And a lot of times we can be holding something inwardly and we think that we're doing a great job masking it and nobody knows what's going on. But do you realize because you're holding that thing, somebody is catching on to it? You may not be saying it out loud, but somebody catching on to it. You can either see it in the pictures you take. You can either see it in your posture, your mannerisms. Sometimes it's in what you're not saying that people can catch and see that something is going on with you. Sometimes, hey, you can walk out, nobody ever catches anything. But a lot of times, y'all, when our mindset is not right and when we are consumed with things that are not going to get us to where we need to be, and we just keep thinking about the bad stuff. We keep thinking about how everything sucks, everything stinks, and we just can't pull it together. We have a much better chance of being miserable like that than really stopping to say, let me examine this. Let me see what this is. And at some point the grandpa could have said, you know what? Is this something on me? Y'all know how that is sometimes. If you're somewhere and you smell something, you smelling under your arms, you checking your clothes, you're like, man, look, is this me stinking? You kind of checking yourself, right? He didn't even do that. He immediately threw it on other people. He immediately said it was the world and it was everything around him, not realizing that he was in fact the common denominator. Because no matter where he went, so did the scent go. So I say all that to say, I want you to check yourself and make sure you don't have any stinking thinking. I want you to try to take a step to really just take ownership and responsibility of who you are and where you are right now in your journey and in your life. And if something stinks, fix it. And if it doesn't, keep it moving. But always be mindful that when something does arise, always get to the place first, through maturity, of course, and say, you know what? What's my part in this? Even if somebody's dead wrong and it's very obvious what it is. The reason why I always suggest that now in my life is because I've learned there's so many things that come against us that we cannot see. And when we are always in position of at least trying to do the right thing and stand righteously and have a pure heart and mind and soul and really trying to be on one accord with God, we have a much better chance of when it comes to that ebb and flow, we'll be pretty much flowing more with the things that God has for us versus ebbing and dodging the things that are not. So give that some thought. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm wired to inspire. I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to the inspirationspecialist.life or I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again and see you next time.